In the legal world, we often think all courts are basically the same. But that's not quite right. Some cases, I'm talking about the really complex stuff, massive financial crimes, national security issues, they're just so specialized. They need a different kind of court, a different kind of judge. And that's where the special judge comes in. So today, we're going to put on our lawyer hats and really dig into what makes this role so unique.
So, what's the deal? What actually makes a special judge so special? Is it just the title? Or is it about having more power, a different rule book, or handling cases that are way out of the ordinary? Well, we're about to break all of that down and see what kind of authority they're really working with.
Okay, so first things first, who are these people? How do you even become a special judge? As you've probably guessed, it's not exactly an entry-level gig you apply for straight out of law school. It all kicks off with the government, either central or state. They'll issue an official notification, basically saying, hey, we need a special judge here. This could be for a whole area that's seeing a spike in a certain kind of crime, or it could even be for one single massive case that needs that special touch. And when it comes to qualifications, there is zero wiggle room. To even get in the running, you have to be, or have been, a sessions judge, an additional sessions judge, or an assistant sessions judge. The message here is crystal clear. This is a senior role, and it's reserved for judges who already have some serious trial court experience under their belt. All right, so we know who they are and how they get there. Now let's talk about what they actually do. The whole point of a special judge is to handle a very specific, narrow category of offenses, and the law gives them an ironclad grip over these cases. And that word, only, is everything. It's the cornerstone of their power. This isn't just a suggestion. It's a hard and fast rule. For certain crimes laid out in the law, the special judge is the only judge in town who can legally hear that case. It's like a complex brain surgery. You don't just go to any doctor, you go to the one specialist who's allowed to do it. And look, this isn't just an interpretation. The law spells it out in black and white. The governing act says these offenses shall be tried by special judges only. It doesn't get much clearer than that. No ambiguity, no exceptions. It's their court and their court alone.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. It's not just about what cases they hear, but how they hear them. There's this massive, legally enforced emphasis on one thing: speed.
The whole system is built to prevent those endless delays and long adjournments that drive us all crazy in the regular courts. The directive is simple: run the trial day to day, keep the engine running, keep the momentum up, and get this thing done.
And the law doesn't just suggest speed, it puts a clock on it. The main target? Finish the trial in 2 years. Now, if things get complicated and a delay is truly necessary, the judge can grant an extension, but they have to justify it in writing, and it can only be for 6 months at a time. The absolute outer limit with all extensions is 4 years. It's a very clear structure designed to stop cases from dragging on forever.
So if you're going to remember just one number about how long these trials should take, this is it: 2 years. That's the magic number. That's the goal everyone is working towards. So to handle these exclusive cases and hit these tight deadlines, special judges are given some pretty unique powers, a kind of special toolkit that really sets them apart from everyone else on the bench.
First up, we have this power to take cognizance. Now, for any lawyer watching, this is a big deal. What it means is the special judge can kick off a trial immediately. They don't have to wait for the case to slowly work its way up from a magistrate's court. It's a massive procedural shortcut, and it gets the wheels of justice turning right away.
And then there's this power move, tendering a pardon. A special judge can look at an accomplice and offer them a get-out-of-jail-free card. But there's a huge string attached. They have to spill the beans. A complete, truthful disclosure of everything they know about the crime and who is involved. It's a seriously strategic tool for cracking a case wide open.
This brings us to a really fascinating point about the role. The special judge is basically a procedural chameleon. For the trial itself, they're acting as a court of session. But when it comes to procedure, they follow the rules for a magistrate handling a warrant case. And if it's a financial crime, they can even tap into the powers of a district judge. They wear whatever hat they need to wear to get the job done right. But wait, there's more. If the standard day-to-day trial still isn't fast enough, the special judge has another card up their sleeve for certain cases, an even quicker process called a summary trial. So, what's the catch? Well, a standard trial is the full, detailed affair we're all used to. A summary trial, like the name says, is a stripped-down, much faster version. But, and this is a huge but, that speed comes at a price. The judge's sentencing power is capped. The absolute maximum sentence they can hand down is 1 year in prison. And if, during the trial, the judge thinks, you know what, this is more serious, they have the power to stop the summary trial and switch it back to a full standard one.
And those limits really matter. We've got the 1-year cap on prison time, which is significant, but you also have to notice the other limit on the chart, the right to appeal. That gets squeezed in these fast-track trials too, and for any defendant, that is a massive consideration.
And here's the fine print every lawyer needs to know. In a summary trial, your client can actually lose their right to appeal entirely, but only if the sentence is super minor. We're talking 1 month or less in jail and a fine of 2,000 rupees or less. It's the classic trade-off. You get a speedier day in court, but you might just be giving up your right to a second look.
All right, we've gone through how they're appointed, their exclusive caseload, the race against the clock, and their special powers. So let's pull all these threads together and get to the bottom line of what a special judge really is.
So at the end of the day, a special judge isn't just another judge in a different robe. They are a highly experienced judicial specialist. They have the sole power to hear specific kinds of cases. They're legally required to do it fast, and they're armed with a flexible set of tools, like the power to take cognizance and run summary trials to make it all happen. And that kind of leaves us with one big question to chew on, doesn't it? This whole system is designed for focus and efficiency. But does creating these special courts actually give us better, more thoughtful justice, or are we really just building a system that's designed to get faster answers? It's a pretty fundamental question about what we really want from our justice system.